A few weeks ago, someone left me this comment. Hey, can you make a video on cooldown stretches? And I said, that's a good idea. So here we are, now I actually have to make it. Cooldowns are one of those gym things that everybody has heard about, but nobody really thinks much about. You finish your last set, you put your weights back, then what? Can we go home now? Well, here's one thing I want to clear up. Cooldowns are not magic. In fact, research doesn't really show that they prevent muscle soreness or suddenly make your body recover much faster. Stretching after workouts also doesn't guarantee that tomorrow won't hurt. I know, very rude. But I still like doing a quick cool down, and I recommend a simple one to my clients too. For me, it's more about giving the workout an ending. I spend the whole session thinking about weights, muscle groups, technique, or whether I remember to count correctly or not. So taking a few minutes to cool down helps my brain to catch up with my body. It's basically my way of saying, okay, workout finished, we can go do something else now. So here's what my cool down usually looks like. First, about 5 minutes of easy walking. Flat treadmill, comfortable speed, basically just wandering around indoors. This gives my breathing and heart rate a little more time to settle before my brain immediately moves on to emails, food, or everything else. And if the treadmill is busy, just walking around the gym works too. You can go to the water fountain or the restroom and come back. Then I'd find a quiet corner to sit down and do some gentle stretches. I normally start with a seated figure 4. Put one ankle on the opposite thigh. Sit tall and lean forward a little bit. You may feel this around your outer hip or glute. You can put your hand on your top leg, add a little bit pressure to feel more stretch, but don't force it too much. Your hip can decide how far we're going today. From there, I straighten one leg for my hamstring. Heel down, toes up, then a small lean forward from the hips. You really don't need to reach for the foot. Once you feel the back of your leg stretching, you're good. Or you can do a standing version with your heel on a bench. I'd keep the bench fairly low, especially when you're still learning the form. This is supposed to feel comfortable. We're not testing how high your leg can go today. Next, calves. I'm being a little lazy here and using the leg of the bench, but a wall works perfectly fine too. Put the ball of your foot against something. Keep the heels on the floor, the legs straight, then gently lean forward. For the front of my legs, I usually do a standing quad stretch. Hold on to something, grab one foot, bring your heel towards your butt, then stand as tall as you can. And yes, it's totally fine to hold on something. There's no bonus points for turning your cool down into a balance challenge. After that, I add a half kneeling stretch for the front of my hip. You can put something soft under your knee, okay? Stay tall, gently move your hips forward until you feel the stretch. Depends on how flexible you are, the movement can be really small. Again, just let your hip decide how far we're going today. Then I move on to my upper body. For the chest, I place my forearm against the rack and slowly turn away. Keep the shoulder relaxed and make the turn kind of small at first. This one can get intense surprisingly fast. Then I grab the rack with both hands, keep my arms long, and sit back. This usually feels really nice through my lats and upper back, especially after back workouts when everything up there feels a little compressed. For the triceps, one hand goes overhead, and the other hand gives it a little push, just a little, enough to feel the stretch. There's no reason to yank the elbow halfway across the room. Then I finish with a gentle stretch for the upper traps. It feels so good since I spend a lot of time in front of my computer. Put one hand behind your back and tilt your head towards the other side. I usually keep this one light and gentle because you know neck can be very sensitive. Then a few shoulder rolls, and that's it. 5 minutes of walking, a few gentle stretches, and a tiny thumbs up by the end to confirm that the whole workout is officially over. It may not save me from feeling sore, but I still like to keep these few minutes at the end of my workout because it makes the workout feel finished, and then I can move on with my day. When you're new, have a simple start and finish can make the whole gym thing feel less random. And if you're still figuring out the warm-up part, I made this full body warm-up video where I walk through everything with you. Check it out. I will see you in the next rep.